Officer Derek Martinez corners a black man, sitting peacefully on a park bench. Badge flashing. Voice raised. ID, now you don't belong here. The man stays silent, eyes forward, hands visible. Smartphone cameras lift. September afternoon, Memorial Park, Washington, D.C. Cherry blossoms drift. Families picnic nearby. Marcus Reed, 50s navy blazer, rimless glasses, sits with a leather portfolio. He checks his watch. 3:47 p.m. Martinez approaches. Waiting for someone? Yes, who? Silence, I asked you a question. Martinez steps closer. People like you think rules don't apply here. A mother pulls her stroller back. Two joggers stop, phones raised. One whispers, "This is going viral." Martinez's voice hardens. ID now, or I'll assume you stole that fancy jacket. Marcus's hands stay visible. He doesn't flinch. These real-life stories, these black stories, these touching stories, these life stories, still unfold in broad daylight. Move along, Martinez says, or I'll make you. Have you ever been judged before anyone knew your name, your job, or why you were even there? Backup arrives. Two officers step out. Chen, rookie, 26, nervous hands. Rodriguez, veteran, graying temples, reads situations fast. Martinez waves them over. Suspect refused to comply, Martinez says. Agitated. Multiple lawful orders ignored. Chen glances at Marcus. The man sits motionless. Hands on knees. No aggression. No movement for 51 p.m. 4 minutes elapsed. Sir, can I see some identification? Chen asks. Marcus reaches slowly into his jacket. Pulls out a wallet. Hands over his driver's license. Chen examines it. Georgetown address. Clean photo. No warrants, Chen says quietly. Martinez leans in. Stolen ID, probably. Run it again. Rodriguez notices the watch on Marcus's wrist. Patek Philippe, rose gold. Retail 40,000. That real? Rodriguez asks. Yes, sure it is. Rodriguez smirks. The crowd grows. 15 people now. Phones everywhere. A college student, Sophia Martinez, journalism major, aims her camera. She narrates for her live stream. This is racial profiling. Plain as day. Officer just accused this man of theft for sitting on a public bench. Her viewer counter climbs. 2,000. 3,000. Comments flood the screen. Marcus's phone vibrates. He glances at it. An alarm notification. Meeting 4:00 p.m., 13 minutes away. I have a meeting at 4, Marcus says. His voice is calm, measured. I'd prefer not to be late. Martinez laughs. Your meeting can wait. Or maybe it's with your probation officer. A ripple runs through the crowd. An elderly white man shakes his head. Officer, the man calls out, this seems unnecessary. Martinez doesn't look at him. Respectfully, sir, stay out of police business. Marcus's papers still lie scattered on the ground. Martinez kicks the portfolio with his boot. Casual, dismissive. Documents slide across pavement. Someone in the crowd gasps. Sophia zooms in. Captures it. Did you see that? He just kicked his belongings. Rodriguez crouches, picks up the papers. Most are face down. One shows Department of Justice letterhead at the top edge. Rodriguez doesn't read it. Just stacks them, hands them back. Thank you, Marcus says. Martinez steps closer. 12 inches from Marcus's face. Protocol violation. His breath smells like coffee and something sour. Nice costume, Martinez says. What are you pretending to be today? Lawyer? Businessman? Marcus doesn't respond. You know what I think? Martinez's voice drips with condescension. I think you're casing this park. Targeting tourists. That fancy watch? Stolen. That Georgetown address? Your employer's house. You probably mow their lawn. Chen shifts uncomfortably. His training screams red flags. No probable cause, no crime. No legal justification for detention. But Martinez is senior. 8 years on the force. Chen has 8 months. Sophia zooms her camera. On Marcus's jacket pocket, something glints. A lanyard. Clipped inside. She can't make out the full logo. But one word is visible, federal. Her eyes widen. She squints at her screen. Rodriguez notices Marcus's portfolio. Leather, expensive. A boarding pass sticks out from the side pocket. First class. Dulles to Quantico. That's not a tourist route. That's his thought stops. Something's off. Stand up, Martinez orders. Pat down search. Marcus looks up, meets Martinez's eyes. You have no probable cause. I've committed no crime. This is harassment. That's what they all say. Martinez reaches for his handcuffs. Metal clinks. Hands behind your back. The crowd surges forward. Voices rise. He hasn't done anything. You're violating his rights. This is illegal. Sophia shouts above the noise. Officer, you're on camera. 12,000 people are watching this live. Martinez turns to her, points. If you interfere with police business, you're next. Back up. She doesn't move. Her phone stays raised. Viewer count hits 15,000. Chen runs the license again. Database returns clean. No priors, no warrants. No flags. He shows Rodriguez the screen. They exchange a glance. Rodriguez frowns. The man's too calm, too composed. People who get profiled usually react. Anger, fear, frustration. This man sits like he's in complete control. Marcus's phone lights up again. The screen glows for 2 seconds. A text preview flashes. Director Reed. Briefing moved to 4:15 p.m. Rodriguez catches a glimpse. His stomach tightens. Director Reed. That name is familiar. FBI memos. Chain of command documents. But it can't be, can it? Martinez grabs Marcus's arm. On your feet, now. Marcus stands slowly. Adjusts his blazer. 6'1", shoulders back. He carries himself like someone used to rooms going silent when he enters. 1 p.m. Officer Martinez, Marcus says quietly. Badge number 4782. Officer Chen 9341, Officer Rodriguez 8856. He pauses. Looks at each of them. I'll remember those numbers. Martinez's grip tightens on Marcus's arm. Is that a threat? It's a courtesy. Marcus's voice doesn't rise. Doesn't harden. Just states fact. Last chance to walk away. Last chance? Martinez scoffs. You're the one about to be in cuffs. Chen hesitates. Handcuffs in hand. He looks at Rodriguez again. Rodriguez's jaw tightens. Every instinct tells him to stop this. But Martinez outranks him on scene. Sophia's livestream chat explodes. Someone ID this cop. This man knows something they don't. He's too calm. He has power. Martinez is done. The park manager arrives. Jennifer Ackerman, white woman, early 40s, park service uniform. She's flustered. Out of breath. Martinez briefs her quickly. Suspicious individual. Refused cooperation. Possible trespassing. Ackerman looks at Marcus. Then at the crowd. Then at the phones. Sir, she says to Marcus, we've had complaints. It's best if you leave the park. Marcus tilts his head slightly. What complaints? From whom? We just think it's best. I have every right to be here, Marcus says. I've broken no law. I've disturbed no one. Ackerman deflects, pulls out her radio. Security to Memorial Park, north entrance, now. 2 park security guards arrive within 90 seconds. Both eye Marcus with suspicion. PM, Marcus checks his watch. 4 minutes until his meeting. Ms. Ackerman, he says, voice still calm. Your park receives $2.3 million in federal grants annually. Are you certain you want to proceed with this? Ackerman freezes. How do you... Martinez cuts her off. He Googled it. Don't let him intimidate you. But Ackerman's face has gone pale. That's not public information. Not readily available. How does he know the exact figure? Martinez orders Chen forward. Cuff him. For officer safety. Chen approaches. Handcuffs ready. The crowd shouts. Sophia screams into her camera. I'm sending this to the ACLU right now. This is a civil rights violation. Marcus extends his hands forward. Not behind his back. It's a power move. Forces Martinez to make a choice. Rodriguez steps between them. Derek, maybe we should call a supervisor first. Martinez's face reddens. I am the supervisor on scene. Cuff him, Chen. Chen looks at the hands. At Marcus's face. At the crowd. At the cameras, he freezes. Marcus speaks. Voice low. Cuts through the noise. Before you do something that ends 3 careers, I suggest you call your watch commander. Tell him Marcus Reed is currently detained at Memorial Park. See what he says. Martinez laughs, but it sounds hollow. Nice bluff. Badge 4782, Marcus says. You have 5 seconds to make the right choice. Chen's radio crackles. Everyone freezes. All units near Memorial Park stand by. Command requests immediate situation report on ongoing incident. Martinez keys his radio. Confidence returns to his voice. This is 4782. Suspect detained. Situation under control. Describe the suspect. Black male, 50s. Claims to be someone important. Refused multiple lawful orders. displaying typical resistant behavior. A pause, longer than normal dispatch pauses. Standby 4782. Martinez smirks at Marcus. They're sending a supervisor. You'll get your phone call at the station. Marcus says nothing. Just checks his watch again, 3:57 p.m. Sophia's Livestream viewer count climbs. 20,000, 25,000. The chat moves too fast to read. She narrates breathlessly. We're watching what appears to be an unlawful detention. The man has provided ID, no warrants, no crimes committed. Officers are threatening arrest anyway. Someone in the crowd recognizes her. That's Sophia Martinez. She broke the Georgetown hazing story. Her phone keeps recording. Every angle, every word. Rodriguez pulls Chen aside, whispers, "Something's wrong here." "What do you mean?" "Look at him." Rodriguez nods toward Marcus. He's not scared, not angry. He's waiting. Chen glances over. Marcus stands perfectly still. Hands at his sides. Blazer unwrinkled despite everything. Like he's at a board meeting, not facing arrest. Maybe he's just good under pressure, Chen says. Nobody's that good. The park manager wrings her hands. She pulls out her phone. Types quickly. Sends a text to her supervisor. Situation escalating. Multiple witnesses. Livestream going viral. Need guidance. No response comes. Marcus's phone vibrates. He glances at the screen. Another message preview visible for 1 second. FBI HQ. Call when available. Rodriguez sees it this time. Clearly. FBI HQ, not FBI tips line. Not FBI recruitment. FBI headquarters. His mouth goes dry. Martinez doesn't notice. He's focused on the crowd. They're getting louder. More aggressive. Let him go. This is racism. We're all recording. An older black woman pushes to the front. She's crying. This happened to my son. They said he was resisting too. He wasn't. Please don't do this. Her voice cracks. The crowd quiets for a moment. Marcus looks at her. Nods once, gentle, acknowledging. Ma'am, he says softly. I'm fine. This will be resolved. She wipes her eyes. Doesn't move. 58 p.m. Martinez's radio crackles again. 4782, stand by for... Static cuts the transmission. Martinez frowns. Keys the radio. Say again? More static. Then nothing. Chen shifts his weight. Handcuffs still in hand. He hasn't moved closer to Marcus. Can't bring himself to do it. The two security guards flank Marcus's sides. Not close enough to touch, just present. They look uncertain. One keeps glancing at Sophia's camera. You know you're going to be famous, right? Someone yells at Martinez. Yeah, internet famous. For all the wrong reasons. Martinez's jaw clenches. Everyone back up. This is an active police matter. No one moves. Sophia zooms in on Marcus's portfolio. The papers Rodriguez collected are visible. She freezes a frame. Zooms further. Enhances one document edge, shows partial text. Eyes only, national security. She gasps. Screenshots it. Posts it to Twitter. Breaking. Man detained at Memorial Park has classified national security documents. Who is he? Memorial Park racism. The tweet goes viral in 40 seconds. Someone in her Livestream chat posts, that's a federal classification marking. DOD or FBI. Another. Check the text on his phone earlier. It said director something. Another. Y'all, this man is connected. Cops are about to learn. 30,000 viewers now. Marcus's phone alarm sounds. Classical music. Beethoven's Ninth. He silences it calmly. Ali PM. My meeting was scheduled for now, Marcus says. I'm officially late. Martinez steps forward. Invades his space again. Good. Maybe that'll teach you some respect. Respect is earned, Officer Martinez. You haven't earned mine. The crowd reacts. Oh, some applause. Martinez's face goes red. That's it. You're under arrest for disorderly conduct and resisting. I haven't resisted anything, Marcus interrupts, voice still calm. I've complied with every lawful order. Provided identification. Remained peaceful. You have no legal basis for arrest. I'll decide what's legal. No, Marcus says quietly. The law decides that. Rodriguez touches Martinez's shoulder. Derek, we should wait for the supervisor. Martinez shakes him off. I don't need a supervisor to arrest someone for disorderly conduct. He's not being disorderly, Chen says. His voice is quiet but firm. Sir, I don't think we have grounds. Martinez whirls on him. Are you questioning me, rookie? Chen swallows. Nods slowly. Yes, sir, I am, the crowd cheers. Sophia captures Chen's face, the internal conflict written across it. Martinez turns back to Marcus, pulls out his handcuffs. Metal glints in afternoon sun, hands behind your back. Final warning. The crowd surges forward. Sophia screams. Don't do it. You don't have probable cause. This is a civil rights violation. Marcus extends his hands forward again, not behind his back. Same power move. Forces Martinez to physically manhandle him if he wants compliance. You're going to handcuff me, Marcus says, for sitting on a public bench while waiting for a meeting. After providing valid identification, with no crime committed, no disturbance, no threat, he pauses. Lets the words settle. And you're doing this because I'm black. That's the only variable here. Martinez hesitates. Just for a second. That second is caught on 35 cameras. This isn't about race, Martinez says, but his voice wavers. Then what is it about? You are acting suspicious. How? You refuse to answer questions. I'm not legally required to answer questions, Marcus says. Fifth Amendment. Or did they skip constitutional law in your training? Someone in the crowd laughs. Others join in. Martinez's hand trembles, anger, humiliation. He reaches for Marcus's wrist. Rodriguez steps between them. Derek, stop right now. Get out of my way. No. Rodriguez plants his feet. Call the watch, Commander. Something is very wrong here. I don't need... You feel it, Derek. I know you do. Call him. Martinez stares at him. Jaw working. Finally, he keys his radio. 4782 to watch Commander Murphy. Static. 4782 to watch Commander Murphy. Respond. More static. Then a voice. Not Murphy. The dispatcher. And she sounds scared. 4782, be advised. Watch Commander is en route to your location. ETA 90 seconds. Do not place subject in custody until he arrives. Do you copy? The crowd hears it. The radio volume is high enough. They cheer. Some cry. The older black woman puts her hand over her heart. Martinez's face goes white. Why? What's going on? Just... Stand by, 4782. Stand by. The dispatcher's voice cracks slightly. Rodriguez backs up 3 steps. Chen does the same. Both officers suddenly want distance. Martinez stands alone. Handcuffs still in hand. The metal feels heavy now. Marcus adjusts his blazer, brushes a cherry blossom petal from his shoulder, checks his watch one more time. Officer Martinez, Marcus says softly, you're about to have a very educational afternoon. Sophia's livestream hits 45,000 viewers. Her phone is overheating. Notifications explode. CNN is calling. MSNBC, Washington Post, local stations. A black sedan pulls into the park. Fast. No lights. No sirens. It stops 30 feet away. Captain Robert Murphy exits. White, 58, 27 years on the force. 3 stars on his collar. His face is stone. He walks toward them. Each step measured, deliberate, the crowd parts. Goes silent. Murphy stops 10 feet away. His eyes scan the scene. Martinez, Chen, Rodriguez, the security guards. The park manager. The crowd. The cameras. Then his eyes land on Marcus. For 3 seconds, they just look at each other. Murphy's face changes. Color drains. Eyes widen. Jaw slackens. He takes 1 step back, involuntary. Oh my God, he whispers. Martinez hears it. Captain? What? Murphy holds up one hand. Silences him. Doesn't take his eyes off Marcus. He swallows. Straightens, then does something that makes the entire crowd gasp. He removes his hat, holds Kurt against his chest and just slightly bows his head. Sir, Murphy says. His voice is thick. I apologize for all of this. Martinez's handcuffs slip from his fingers, clatter on pavement. Rodriguez's knees nearly buckle. Chen's mouth hangs open. Sophia's camera shakes violently in her hands. The crowd is dead silent. 50 people. Not a sound. Marcus looks at Murphy. Nods once, acknowledgement, not forgiveness. Not yet, Captain, Marcus says. Just that one word. Murphy's throat works. If you'll permit me, sir, I need to take control of this situation. Immediately. Marcus considers. The silence stretches. 5 seconds, 10. Proceed, he says finally. Murphy turns to Martinez. His expression is carved from ice. Officer Martinez, Murphy says. Do you have any idea at all who you just detained? Martinez can't speak. Can't breathe. Murphy steps closer, towers over him. Do you? Martinez's voice comes out strangled. Captain, I don't understand. I was just, answer the question. Murphy's voice could cut steel. Do you know who this man is? He wouldn't identify himself properly. Yes, he gave you his driver's license. Yes, but which you ran, which came back clean. Yes, sir, but so you had a valid ID, no warrants, no probable cause. And you still detained him. Martinez looks at Chen, at Rodriguez. Both avoid his eyes. Captain, he was acting suspicious. He wouldn't answer my questions. He doesn't have to answer your questions, Murphy says. Fifth Amendment. Did you forget that? The crowd murmurs. Sophia's live stream is at 48,000 viewers. The chat is moving so fast it's a blur. Martinez's hands shake. I was following protocol. You weren't. Murphy cuts him off. You profiled a man sitting on a public bench. You escalated without cause. You threatened arrest for no crime. He steps closer. Voice drops to something dangerous, and you did it to the wrong person. Marcus stands silent, watching. His face reveals nothing. Murphy turns to him. The change in posture is immediate. Shoulders back. Respectful distance maintained. Sir, may I have permission to brief my officers on your identity? Marcus considers. The silence stretches. Every camera catches it, you may, he says finally. Murphy faces his officers. Takes a breath. Officers Martinez, Chen, Rodriguez. Park Manager Ackerman. Security personnel, he pauses. Let's the moment build. This is Marcus A. Reed, Director of the Federal Bureau of Investigation. The words detonate. Chen's handcuffs hit the pavement. The sound echoes. Rodriguez backs up 3 more steps. Puts his hand over his mouth. Martinez goes gray. Actually gray. Like blood draining from his face in real time. The park manager gasps. Hand flies to her mouth. The 2 security guards turn and walk away. Just leave. Want no part of this. The crowd erupts. Oh my God! FBI Director! Yo! Martinez is done. Career over! Sophia screams into her camera. Did you hear that? FBI Director. This man is the FBI Director. And they were about to arrest him for sitting on a bench. Her viewer count explodes. 55,000. 60,000. Climbing every second. Twitter erupts. Memorial Park racism becomes the #1 trending topic in the United States. #3 worldwide. Marcus reaches into his portfolio. Movements calm, practiced. He pulls out a leather credential case, flips it open. Gold badge gleams in afternoon sun. FBI seal unmistakable. Federal Bureau of Investigation. Director Marcus A. Reed appointed 18 months ago. Senate confirmed 87-12. One of the youngest directors in FBI history. Harvard Law, Rhodes Scholar. 22 years in federal law enforcement. Impeccable record. And Officer Derek Martinez just tried to arrest him. Martinez's legs buckle. He catches himself. Barely. I didn't. You didn't say, you didn't ask, Marcus says quietly. You assumed. The simplicity of it lands like a hammer. Martinez opens his mouth, closes it, no words come. Chen stares at the ground. His entire career is flashing before his eyes. 8 months on the force. 8 months. And he just assisted in detaining the FBI director. Rodriguez has backed up 10 feet now. He's shaking his head slowly. Disbelief and horror mixing on his face. Murphy steps between Marcus and his officers, creating a physical barrier. Sir, Murphy says, I need to know. Were you injured in any way? Did any officer make physical contact? Marcus looks at Martinez. He grabbed my arm, kicked my portfolio, invaded my personal space repeatedly. Murphy closes his eyes. Christ. I'm uninjured, Marcus continues. Shaken, humiliated, angry, but uninjured. I'm profoundly sorry. Marcus raises one hand. Stops him. Captain Murphy. This wasn't an accident. This was systemic. Officer Martinez has 47 complaints in his file. 94% of his stops target minorities. He's been investigated 6 times. Cleared each time. Murphy's face hardens. How do you... I know, Marcus says simply. Because your department has been under federal investigation for 14 months. The words hang in the air. Murphy goes very still. Marcus continues. Voice calm, measured, every word precise. Pattern or practice investigation. Civil Rights Division. We've documented 326 unlawful stops. 71% targeting black or Hispanic citizens, $840,000 paid in settlements, 12 officers responsible for the majority of violations. He looks at Martinez. Officer Martinez led the list with 47. Sophia's hands shake so badly she can barely hold her phone. This is the story of her career, of her life. Marcus pulls another document from his portfolio, single page. Official FBI letterhead. This incident today, Marcus continues. It wasn't chance. It was a test. Martinez's eyes widen. I've been sitting on this bench for 3 Fridays in a row, same time, same location, waiting to see if I'd be approached, if I'd be questioned, if I'd be profiled. He pauses. First week, nothing. Second week, you drove by twice. Slowed down. Watched me. Third week, today you stopped. Rodriguez whispers something that sounds like a prayer. Marcus looks at Sophia, at her camera. At the 68,000 people watching live, I could have identified myself immediately, shown my credentials, and did this in 30 seconds. His voice doesn't rise, doesn't harden, just states fact. But I needed to experience what millions of Americans experience every day. The assumption of guilt, the denial of dignity, the abuse of power. The older black woman in the crowd is crying. Others join her. Only by experiencing it, Marcus continues, could I articulate the reforms needed. Could I understand the fear, the helplessness, the rage. He looks at Martinez directly. You assumed I was powerless. That assumption cost you everything. Martinez's knees give out. He sits hard on the ground. Head in hands, Chen is crying, silent tears down his face. Rodriguez just stares into space. Murphy's radio crackles. Captain, we have multiple news crews en route. ETA 5 minutes. Murphy keys his radio. Copy, secure the perimeter. No one in or out except federal personnel. He looks at Marcus. Sir, what do you need from me? Marcus checks his watch. 4:03 p.m. I need you to escort officers Martinez, Chen, and Rodriguez to your precinct. Separate vehicles. No communication between them. Place them on immediate administrative leave. Done. I need you to preserve all body camera footage, dash cam footage, and radio communications from the past hour. Already ordered. Sir, I need Park Manager Ackerman placed on administrative leave pending review. Murphy looks at Ackerman. She's crying. Ma'am, you'll need to come with us. She nods. Can't speak. And Captain, Marcus says, I need you to call your chief. Tell her I'll be at the precinct in 40 minutes. Tell her to clear her schedule for the next 4 hours. Murphy swallows. Yes, sir. 2 black SUVs pull into the park. Finally, no lights. No sirens. 4 FBI agents exit. Suits, earpieces, professional bearing. One approaches Marcus. Woman, 30s, short dark hair. Special Agent Sarah Chen, Director Reed, she says. Are you all right? I'm fine, Sarah. We have the footage from your glasses, all recorded. Marcus had been wearing recording glasses. The entire incident captured from his perspective. Legal in D.C. and one-party consent for recordings. Agent Chen hands him a tablet. The Civil Rights Division team is standing by. They're ready to move forward. Marcus nods, takes the tablet, scrolls through data, pattern or practice. Investigation summary, duration 14 months. Officers monitored, 237 unlawful stops documented, 326. Settlement costs, $840,000. Repeat violators, 12 officers. Martinez complaints, 47, highest. He looks at Captain Murphy. This goes beyond Officer Martinez. Your entire department has a culture problem. Training problem. Accountability problem. Murphy nods. Can't argue, Marcus continues. We're prepared to offer your department a choice. Sign a consent decree, accept federal oversight, implement reforms, or face civil litigation that will take years and cost millions. What does the decree entail? 5-year federal monitoring, independent oversight, mandatory bias training. Body cameras required 100% of patrol time. Civilian review board with subpoena power. Early warning system for officer complaints. Community liaison program. Murphy takes a shaky breath. And if we refuse, we file suit under 42 U.S. Code Section 14141. Pattern or practice of civil rights violations. Discovery will be public. Every case reopened. Every settlement examined. Every complaint investigated. Marcus's voice stays level, calm. Your department will spend 4 years in court. Legal fees in the tens of millions. Reputation destroyed. Federal contracts worth $127 million under review. Tourism impact. Memorial Park hosts 200 events annually. All permits subject to federal approval. The math is devastating. Or, Marcus says, you sign the decree. We implement reforms together. Your department becomes a national model. The choice is yours. Murphy doesn't hesitate. I'll recommend the decree to Chief Torres. Good, Marcus looks at Martinez. The officer is still on the ground. Destroyed. Officer Martinez, Marcus says. His voice isn't cruel. Just final. You will be terminated for cause. Your pension will be reduced by 30% due to misconduct findings. You'll be placed on the National Decertification Index. No law enforcement agency in the country will hire you. Martinez doesn't respond. Can't? Officers Chen and Rodriguez, Marcus continues. 30-day suspension without pay. Bias training. 200 hours of community service. 1 year probation. Next violation results in termination. Both officers nod. Accept it. Marcus looks at the crowd, at Sophia's camera. At the 72,000 people watching. This isn't about revenge, he says. It's about accountability. It's about systemic change. It's about ensuring that what happened to me today doesn't happen to anyone else. He pauses. Violence isn't the answer. Lawsuits aren't the answer. Systemic accountability is the answer. The crowd is silent, listening. I'm the FBI director, Marcus says. I have power, resources, legal authority. Most people don't. Most people face what I've faced today and have no recourse. No platform. No justice. His voice strengthens. That ends now. In this city. In this department. And if this model works in departments across America, applause starts. Slow at first. Then building. The crowd cheers. The older black woman approaches. Marcus nods permission. She hugs him, sobs into his shoulder. Thank you, she whispers. Thank you for not letting them break you. Marcus's composure cracks. Just slightly. He pats her back gently. They can't break what they don't understand, he says softly. Agent Chen approaches. Sir, we should move. News crews are 2 minutes out. Marcus nods. But he looks at Sophia first. You, he says. Journalism student. What's your name? Sophia Martinez, sir. You kept recording. Even when threatened. That took courage. She's crying. I couldn't let them get away with it. You didn't. Your footage will be evidence. Your testimony will matter. Thank you. She nods. Can't speak. Marcus turns to leave. Then stops. One more thing. He walks to the bench. His bench. Sits down one more time, adjusts his blazer. Crosses his legs. Looks at the Capitol dome in the distance. This is a public park, he says. I have every right to sit here. He stays for 10 seconds. Making a point, then stands. Walks to the SUV. Agents flank him. Before entering the vehicle, he looks back at Martinez one last time. Officer Martinez. You asked me earlier who I was waiting for. Martinez looks up. Broken. I was waiting for you, Marcus says. And you came. Exactly as predicted. He gets in the SUV. Door closes. The vehicles drive away. Martinez sits on the ground. Former Officer Martinez, now the bench sits empty. Cherry blossoms drift in the breeze. And 75,000 people around the world just witnessed. Justice. Precinct Conference Room 447. PM Marcus sits at the head of the table. Hands folded. Blazer still unwrinkled. He looks like he's chairing a board meeting, not confronting a police department. Chief Diana Torres sits across from him. Latina, 49, 26 years on the force. She became chief 18 months ago on a reform platform. Now she's learning how badly she's failed. Captain Murphy stands against the wall, arms crossed. Face grim, the city attorney, James Rothstein, 62 grey suit, sits beside Torres. Legal pad in front of him. He's already filled 3 pages with notes. Martinez, Chen, and Rodriguez sit at the far end, separated by empty chairs, not allowed to speak to each other. Martinez stares at the table. Chen's eyes are red. Rodriguez hasn't stopped shaking. An FBI agent operates the projector. Special Agent Sarah Chen. She clicks to the first slide. Metropolitan Police Department, Pattern or Practice Investigation. Civil Rights Division, Federal Bureau of Investigation. Duration, March 2024, May 2025. 14 months. Torres leans forward. Director Reed, I want to start by... Marcus raises one hand. Gentle but firm. Chief Torres. I'll speak first. You'll have time to respond. She closes her mouth, nods. Marcus gestures to Agent Chen. Next slide appears. Investigation overview. Officers monitored. 237. 100% of patrol force. Traffic and pedestrian stops analyzed. 247. Unlawful stops identified. 326. 11.4%. Marcus doesn't raise his voice, just reads the numbers. Like presenting quarterly earnings. 11.4% of all stops were unlawful. 1 in 9 people stopped by your officers had their constitutional rights violated. Torres's face goes pale. Next slide. Body camera footage reviewed, 1,823 hours. Civilian complaints cross-referenced. 891. Rothstein scribbles notes frantically. Next slide. Demographic breakdown. District population. 52% white. 31% black, 12% Hispanic, 5% other. Stops by race, 23% white. 48% black, 24% Hispanic, 5% other. Marcus taps the screen. Black residents stopped at 2.6 times their population rate. Hispanic residents at 2.0 times. He pauses. Let's the math speak. This isn't opinion. It's mathematics. Torres swallows hard. Director, I've implemented training. Marcus cuts her off. Not rudely. Just precisely. 8 hours annually. Voluntary attendance. 62% participation last year. No follow-up. No assessment. No consequences for non-compliance. He nods to Agent Chen. Next slide. Repeat violators. 12 officers responsible for 64% of unlawful stops. Average tenure, 9.2 years. Average complaints per officer, 38.7. Disciplinary actions taken, 0. The 0 hangs in the air. Martinez's name appears on the slide. First on the list, Officer Derek Martinez. Years of service, 8. Complaints, 47. Unlawful stops, 73. Marcus gestures to the slide. Officer Martinez has 47 complaints. All investigated internally. All dismissed. He looks at Martinez briefly. The officer won't meet his eyes. He's been cleared by his peers 6 times despite overwhelming evidence of bias. Next slide continues. Disciplinary actions, 0. Investigations, 6. Outcomes, cleared all. Torres looks at Martinez. He shrinks in his chair. Marcus continues. Chief, your internal affairs process is broken. Officers investigate officers. Friends investigate friends. The system protects itself. Next slide, financial impact. Settlements paid, 2022 to 2025, $840,000. Legal fees, $310,000. Total taxpayer cost, $150,000. Rothstein stops writing, stares at the numbers. Marcus reads them aloud. Each number lands like a hammer. $840,000 paid to victims of police misconduct. $310,000 in legal fees. Total, $1.15 million. He pauses, not from officer pensions, not from department budgets, from taxpayers. Next slide, pending lawsuits, 14 estimated liability, 12 used $300,000, 14 more lawsuits pending. If those settle at average rates, you're looking at another $2.3 million. Torres closes her eyes. Agent Chen clicks to the next slide. U.S. Code. Section 11141. Pattern or practice. Marcus reads the statute. Word for word. No emotion. Just law. It shall be unlawful for any governmental authority to engage in a pattern or practice of conduct by law enforcement officers that deprives persons of rights, privileges or immunities secured or protected by the Constitution or laws of the United States. He looks at Torres directly. Your department is in violation of federal law. The evidence is documented. The pattern is established. We can prove this in court. Rothstein clears his throat. Director Reed, what is the FBI proposing? Marcus nods to Agent Chen. She distributes bound documents. Consent decree, proposed terms. We're offering a choice, Marcus says. Sign this decree. Accept federal oversight. Implement reforms. Shall we file suit? Torres opens the document, scans the first page. Proposed consent decree. Summary, duration 5 years. Independent monitor, court appointed. Cost $2.1 million annually. Rothstein reads faster. His face darkens with each page. More terms appear. Mandatory compliance reviews quarterly. Civilian Oversight Board binding authority. Policy reforms comprehensive. This gives civilians binding authority over officer discipline? Rothstein asks, yes. Marcus nods once. 11-member board. 5 community members. 3 legal experts. 3 reformed officers from other departments. He ticks off their powers on his fingers. They review all complaints, all use of force incidents, all disciplinary decisions. That undermines the chain of command, Marcus interrupts. Same measured tone. The chain of command has failed. For years. This restores accountability. Torres turns pages. Stops at one section. Body camera requirements. Activation 100% of public interactions. Currently 60%. Cloud upload. Immediate tamper-proof. Retention. 7 years for complaints, 90 days standard. More requirements follow public access. Portal for footage requests. Violations, immediate suspension. We can't afford this, Torres says quietly. Marcus slides a paper across the table. Financial projections. You can't afford not to. Cost comparison. Consent decree, 5 years, $10.5 million. Litigation, estimated 40 million plus days. Reputation damage, incalculable. Another line appears. Federal contract review, $127 million at risk. Torres stares at the numbers. The math is devastating. Marcus leans forward slightly. Your department manages security for federal buildings. Contracts worth $127 million over 5 years. He pauses. Lets that sink in. Those contracts require good standing with federal oversight agencies. If we file suit, those contracts are suspended immediately pending investigation. Rothstein's pen stops moving. Marcus continues. Memorial Park hosts 200 events annually. Concerts, protests, rallies, all require federal permits because of proximity to federal buildings. Torres sees where this is going. Those permits require police support. If your department is under federal investigation for civil rights violations, every permit becomes contested. He spreads his hands. Simple cause and effect. Events move to other cities. Tourism revenue drops. Convention bookings cancel. The economic impact spreads like ripples. Marcus slides another document across. Reform implementation timeline. Or you sign the decree. We implement reforms together. Your department becomes a national model. Other cities follow your example. He taps the timeline. 180 days to full compliance. We provide technical assistance. Training resources. Best practices from departments that got it right. Torres reads the timeline. It's aggressive but possible. What happens to Officer Martinez? She asks quietly. Marcus looks at Martinez. The man still won't raise his head. Terminated for cause. Effective immediately. Placed on the National Decertification Index. He'll never work in law enforcement again. Martinez flinches. First reaction he's shown, his pension? Torres asks. Union contract protects it, but misconduct findings reduce it by 30%. Our legal team already reviewed the contract. Rothstein nods. That's accurate. Officers Chen and Rodriguez. Marcus answers without checking notes. 30-day suspension without pay. Mandatory bias training. 120 hours, not 8. 200 hours of community service. 1 year probation. He pauses. Next violation results in termination. Both officers nod. Accept it. Torres looks at the consent decree. 5 years of federal oversight. $2 million annually. Civilian Review Board. Complete policy overhaul. But the alternative is $40 million in litigation. Contracts suspended. Reputation destroyed. Her reform platform in ruins. I need to consult with the mayor, she says. Marcus stands. The meeting is ending on his terms. You have until Monday. 9 a.m. Sign the decree or we file suit. No extensions. Rothstein leans toward Torres, whispers urgently. She nods. Marcus picks up his portfolio. Agent Chen powers down the projector. Chief Torres, you took this job to reform this department, to rebuild community trust, to hold officers accountable. He gestures to the darkened screen. This is your chance. The hard way. But the right way. Torres looks at him. Really looks. Sees the humiliation he endured, the restraint he showed, the power he wielded without cruelty. Director Reed, she says quietly, I'm sorry. For what happened to you today. For what's been happening to thousands of others. Marcus nods. Acknowledges it, Chief. Sorry isn't enough. Action is. He walks to the door, stops, Looks at Martinez one last time. Officer Martinez, you asked me what I was pretending to be. Martinez finally looks up, eyes hollow. I wasn't pretending anything. I was being exactly who I am. A black man, in America, sitting on a bench. Marcus opens the door. You're the one who pretended. Pretended you had authority you didn't earn. Pretended you could judge without consequence. Pretended the badge made you untouchable. He steps into the hallway. It didn't. The door closes. Torres sits in silence, stares at the consent decree. Martinez puts his head in his hands. Chen wipes his eyes. Rodriguez stares at nothing. Captain Murphy speaks for the first time. Chief, sign it, please. Torres picks up a pen. Monday seems very far away. Monday, September 30th, 9:03 am. Chief Torres signs the consent decree. Her hand shakes slightly. The pen scratches across the signature line. FBI witnesses observe. City attorney co-signs. It's done. Marcus doesn't smile. Just nods once. Professional, the reforms begin immediately. Officer Derek Martinez. Termination effective 9:05 am. Martinez clears out his locker. 23 minutes to empty 8 years. Badge surrendered. Service weapon collected. ID deactivated. Security escorts him to the parking lot. He doesn't say goodbye to anyone. No one says goodbye to him. His name goes into the National Decertification Index within the hour. Every police department in America can see it. Terminated for cause. Civil rights violation. Pattern of misconduct. He'll never wear a badge again. His pension is recalculated. 30% reduction. Union grieves it. Arbitration upholds the finding. 6 weeks later, it's final. Martinez disappears from social media. Deletes his accounts. The internet doesn't forget. His face is everywhere. Memes, news articles. That cop who tried to arrest the FBI director. He becomes a cautionary tale. Officers Chen and Rodriguez suspended without pay. Chen goes home to his apartment. 30 days to think about what he almost did. His mother calls. She saw the news. She's crying. I didn't raise you to do this, she says. He has no answer. Rodriguez spends his suspension volunteering. Community center. Youth programs. Trying to understand the communities he's policed for 9 years but never really saw. A black teenager recognizes him. You're that cop from the video. Rodriguez freezes. Expects anger. The kid just looks at him. You stopped it. At the end, you tried to stop Martinez. Rodriguez nods. Doesn't trust his voice. That matters, the kid says. Not enough, but it matters. Both officers complete their bias training. 120 hours. Not the 8-hour seminar they're used to. Real training. Psychologists, community advocates. Role-playing scenarios. Confronting their own assumptions. Chen cries during session 4. Realizes how many people he's stopped without cause. How many families he's disrupted. How many lives he's changed with a traffic stop that should never have happened. Rodriguez stops making excuses in session 7. Stops saying I was just following orders and starts saying I made choices. Bad choices. They complete their 200 hours of community service. Chen tutors kids in math. Rodriguez helps senior citizens with home repairs. They return to duty after 30 days. Different officers. Not perfect, but better. Park manager Jennifer Ackerman, suspended 90 days. Ackerman loses her position as park manager. Demoted to assistant. Salary cut. She completes civil rights certification. Learns that I was just trying to help the officers isn't a defense. She writes a letter to Marcus, apologizes. He doesn't respond. She doesn't deserve a response, but she keeps the letter. Reminder of the day she chose authority over justice. The reforms, 180-day implementation. Body cameras become mandatory. 100% activation. Officers who forget face immediate suspension. Cloud upload catches tampering attempts. 3 officers are fired in the first month for trying to delete footage. The rest learn quickly. Cameras stay on. An early warning system goes live. Algorithm tracks complaints. Use of force incidents, sick days following complaints. When an officer hits thresholds, automatic review triggers. 7 officers are flagged in the first 60 days. All receive mandatory counseling. 2 are transferred to desk duty. 1 resigns. The Civilian Review Board holds its first meeting. 11 members. They review Martinez's file as their inaugural case. Vote is unanimous. Termination upheld. They review Chen and Rodriguez. Vote. Suspensions upheld. but recommend pathway to redemption through demonstrated change. They review 43 pending complaints. Uphold 16. Dismiss 19. Send 8 back for additional investigation. Officers hate it at first, then realize it protects good cops. Holds bad cops accountable. Slowly, grudgingly, they accept it. A monitoring app launches. Officers log every stop, reason, duration, outcome, demographics. Data feeds a public dashboard. Reporters analyze it. Activists watch it. The first month shows disparities. The second month shows slight improvement. The third month shows real change. Officers who know they're being monitored change their behavior. Stops become more justified. Interactions become more professional. Data doesn't lie. Community liaison program begins. Officers volunteer 4 hours monthly in neighborhoods they patrol. No uniforms, no weapons, just conversations. Rodriguez coaches youth basketball. Chen joins neighborhood watch meetings as a participant, not an authority figure. They eat at local restaurants, learn names, hear stories. Trust doesn't return overnight, but it starts. Bias training becomes ongoing. Not 8 hours annually, 120 hours initially, then quarterly refreshers. VR scenarios put officers in civilian perspectives. They experience stops from the other side. Some officers quit, can't handle the accountability. The department doesn't stop them. Better to lose officers who can't adapt than keep officers who won't change. 89 officers leave in the first year. Most diverse recruit class in department history replaces them. 43% women, 61% minorities. The department looks more like the city it serves. National impact. 18 other cities request consultations. They've seen the data, seen the reforms, want the same. The Justice Department creates the READ Model Toolkit. Free download, implementation guides, training materials, legal templates. 34 cities adopt similar consent decrees. Voluntarily, before federal investigations force them. Marcus testifies before Congress. Bipartisan police reform bill cites his case. It doesn't pass. Politics kills it. But the conversation shifts. Local reforms spread where federal reforms stall. One city at a time. One department at a time. One officer at a time. 6 months later, Memorial Park. Same bench. Marcus sits. Navy blazer. Rimless glasses. Leather portfolio beside him. Cherry blossoms drift. A young black boy approaches. Maybe 8 years old. His father follows nervously. "Excuse me," the boy says. "Are you Director Reed?" Marcus smiles. "I am. My dad says you're a hero. Can I take a picture with you?" Marcus stands, kneels to the boy's height. "I'm not a hero. I'm just a man who refused to be invisible." They take the picture. The father shakes Marcus's hand, says nothing. Doesn't need to. His eyes say everything. They leave. Marcus sits again. A bronze plaque now marks the bench, in recognition of courage and dignity that sparked systemic change. Memorial Park 2025, Sophia Martinez approaches. She graduated, got hired by Washington Post. Her Memorial Park story won awards. Launched her career, Director Reed, she says. "Thank you for sitting for the follow-up interview." "Thank you for recording," Marcus replies. "Your footage was critical evidence. They talk for 30 minutes. She asks hard questions. He gives honest answers. "Do you think it's working?" she asks. "The reforms?" Marcus considers. "Complaints are down 68%. Use of force down 52%. Community trust surveys went from 31% to 64% positive." He pauses. "Numbers say yes. But you should ask the community, not me." She does. Her article runs the following Sunday. Community voices mixed but hopeful. Change is slow, but it's real. Marcus speaks at the FBI Academy. 60 new agents graduating. Diverse class. Eager faces. "You'll face moments where power is tempting," he tells them. "Where assumptions are easier than investigation. Where us versus them feels safer than we." He pauses, looks at each section of the auditorium. Resist. Every single time his voice strengthens. "That park bench taught me what data never could. Dignity isn't granted by badges or titles. It's inherent. When systems forget that, we dismantle and rebuild." Standing ovation. 3 minutes. Some agents are crying. Marcus returns to his office, stacks of paperwork, briefings, crisis management, the daily work of leading the FBI. But he thinks about that bench, about Martinez's assumptions, about the system that protected Martinez for 8 years, about the system they're changing, slowly, imperfectly, but changing. This is one of those real-life stories that proves intelligence defeats injustice better than rage ever could. Marcus Reed's experience joins countless other black stories of resilience and strategy, touching stories that reshape how we think about power and accountability. These life stories aren't just anecdotes, they're blueprints for systemic change. From a park bench to a boardroom, one man's refusal to be diminished sparked reforms protecting millions. Your turn. If you've ever been profiled, silenced, or dismissed, share your story in the comments below. Your voice matters. Your experience isn't isolated. It's data we can use to demand change. Have you witnessed racial profiling? What happened? Let's build a record together. Tag someone who needs to hear this, lawmakers, educators, officers you trust. Change spreads through conversation. This channel tells stories that challenge power. Subscribe so you never miss one. Hit the bell. Share this video. Research your local police department's complaint process. Know your rights. Share resources with your community. Marcus's story isn't rare because injustice is rare. It's rare because most people don't have his leverage. But collectively, we do use it. See you in the next story. Keep speaking. Keep recording. Keep demanding better.